Okay, so let's continue. So this is ShareLatex.learn or /learn, sorry. You could, instead of listening to me blabber about this, go straight to New to LaTeX and look at the Learn LaTeX in 30 Minutes guide to try and help you if you prefer to read as opposed to listen. And here you have a number of different guides. For example, including images in ShareLatex, which I understand many of you want to do. So there are two things to including images. One is just getting the file correctly uploaded and then referenced. And the second thing is to make it actually look good and stay where it should be. But these things are handled in the including images section. So if you run into problems, I recommend looking at this site. So let's go back to the actual ShareLatex application. So this is the output. This is what we've been looking at, the resulting PDF that will come out once you compile. The trick to doing that is having text that makes sense for ShareLatex, so that it can parse and read these instructions correctly. So at the beginning of the document, you have a document class that informs ShareLatex that this is an article as opposed to a book or a PhD dissertation. Then comes a number of /use package that informs ShareLatex that you want to use a number of different functionalities. Use package URL, for example, informs ShareLatex that you want to use a specific set of tools for displaying URLs. Sorry. And use package multicol provides us with this two-column layout. And /use package graphic X is one of the libraries we can use to provide ourselves with image capabilities. If you want to include images, that is a good start to use that. Then we have some style definitions. We set the table of contents depth, which instructs the table of contents on how detailed it should be. We set a citation style so that citations appear in a specific manner. Then we inform about the bibliography style, how references should appear. Fancy head and fancy HF instructs on how to display this little title up in the top of every page. And then we have an important section that says begins document, which means that we're now going to tell ShareLatex what the document will look like. We have a title, then we have a begin title page, and then you see a number of /centering, for example, that instructs ShareLatex to center the front page. As you see, this one is centralized or centered in the page, where the rest of the text is flowing from left to right. And /vspace is an arbitrary use of just telling ShareLatex to jump 0.5 centimeters before continuing to provide the next content. /large or /huge indicates, just like /bf serious, that we want a text to be huge, and I think bf serious instructs it to be bold. /par ends a paragraph. And that's the vfill ends a page. It's like a page break. It informs ShareLatex that now we want the next content to appear on a new page. So this page should be filled with just white space. And here's the date, today. And then we have the section for the abstract. As I said, you might not need the abstract, but you could include it if you like. And then we begin multicols, which means that we're instructing ShareLatex to do 2 columns. And as you can see, I have in a light gray here some comments about just about any kind of tag I've included or markup I've included in the document. So you should be able to look this through and without much work find out how to restructure this document into your PM, since your PM probably won't need fancy matrix layouts or advanced mathematical calculations, which is one of LaTeX strengths, that it is very useful for mathematicians who want to provide documents that is, which is also displaying mathematical formulas. So what I want you to do is to use the titles and the sections that you agreed upon with Helena and Tasneem. And as long as you do that, I would have a really hard time to complain about it. This document is structured according to a generic sort of PM layout where we always start with an introduction, we then go into purpose, why are we doing this, and then we go into the more content specific. In your case, you're going to want to elaborate on the background of the test and explain either your research question or your hypothesis or whatever it was that you set up to create this test. This is an example of an itemized bullet point list, /begin itemize, and then item for every item you want, and then /end itemize. So that's a familiar thing from generic HTML markup language, that we instruct when to begin something, then we instruct when that ends. And here we have an example of a citation. We cite and provide author year, and then we tell LaTeX that we're going to use the Microsoft page N citation, and this is a reference to something we have put into our library.bib. And I'm going to scroll down here to the references, which looks like this. This is an automated list of references which appears when we type /bibliography library. And I'm going to delete this section on the include graphics rabbit of death. And as you can see, we do get some warning signs appearing along the left end of the text here, and those are, as long as they're yellow or green, I don't know, we have these kinds of not that helpful error messages. What we do get is the exact point where ShareLatex fails to fully comprehend what we're trying to do. But under full /hbox badness 10,000 is not a very helpful error message. It means in some way or another that ShareLatex has encountered an error, but I'm fairly certain that these errors can be due to a number of different things. However, warnings isn't the end of the world. As you can see, the document compiles fine even with them. What you need to be on the lookout for are the red ones. Those are errors and mean that the PDF doesn't know how to compile itself. So let's move on to the leftmost column. Here we have the template.tex. And it's this file where we can alter text if we like to. And as you saw down here, we have a bibliography to a library. If we call it a library, I think that the bibliography will fail. No, it didn't. Okay.